On June 19th, President Xi Jinping met with visiting Secretary of State Antony Blinken, the first trip by a top U.S. diplomat in 5 years. Xi Jinping said the two countries should act with a sense of responsibility for history, for the people, and for the world, and handle bilateral relations properly. On July 9th, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen wrapped up a 4-day visit to China, during which she told Premier Li Qiang that the U.S. does not seek decoupling. More than a week later, U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Climate John Kerry called his talks with Chinese officials constructive after meeting with Premier Li and other senior officials during a 4-day trip to China. On July 20th, President Xi met with visiting former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. He expressed the hope that Dr. Kissinger and other people of foresight in the U.S. could continue to play a constructive role in restoring bilateral relations to the right track. Over a month later, U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo had a 4-day visit to China, which she called successful and productive. She met with Premier Li and other senior officials, and the two sides announced they would set up new communication channels. On October 9th, President Xi met with the bipartisan delegation of the U.S. Senate, led by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He said he hoped the two legislatures will have more interactions and dialogues to increase mutual understanding. A week later, Apple CEO Tim Cook was back in China after a visit in March. He met with Commerce Minister Wang Wentao, and the two sides exchanged views on Apple's development in China and bilateral economic and trade relations. On October 25th, President Xi held talks with Gavin Newsom, governor of the U.S. state of California. The president stressed the foundation of China-U.S. relations lies among the people, the hope is in the people, the future lies in the youth, and the vitality lies in subnational areas. The next day, Foreign Minister Wang Yi embarked on a 3-day visit to the U.S. He met with President Joe Biden and other top American officials. Wang said the two nations have disagreements, but also share important interests, so they need to have in-depth and comprehensive dialogue to reduce misunderstanding. From late October to early November, the last surviving Flying Tigers, U.S. Air Force veterans who helped the Chinese during World War II, paid a 10-day visit to China with their descendants. The delegation of over 30 people visited historical sites and tourist attractions and attended friendship events. On November 5th, the 6th China International Import Expo, or CIIE, opened in Shanghai. For the first time, there was an official U.S. pavilion, one for food and agriculture. It attracted a number of consultations and negotiations. On November 8th, Vice Premier He Lifeng began a trip to the U.S., where he met with Treasury Secretary Yellen. And both sides stressed they do not seek decoupling.